If you only do one small act of personal development once a week, watch what happens to you. Even minimal effort can yield surprising momentum over time. The biggest lie about self-improvement, how it affects you often, revolves around the myth that success is reserved for a select few with extraordinary talent. Yet, I tested a simple daily mindset shift. My results: a surge of motivation, a clearer vision for my future, and an unshakable belief that I could overcome obstacles I once thought insurmountable. Never try to embrace new disciplines unless you're ready to let go of old habits that keep you stuck. Why is no one telling you the truth about how small, consistent steps can lead to massive change? Perhaps because, ironically, consistent small habits changed my life. Here's how they can change yours. Warning: this could ruin negativity, wasted potential, or any excuses you've been using to hold yourself back. The secret reason many people keep failing is rooted in ignoring these foundational principles, and here's how to fix it. I asked 100 experts about what truly propels lasting growth. Here's what happened. They all pointed, time and again, to a handful of core principles that anyone can apply. People laughed when I tried to cultivate these fundamentals until I started getting results they couldn't ignore. I discovered 3 shocking facts about mental discipline no one told me before, and realized that self-doubt might be killing your progress or boosting it, depending on how you use it. If you've ever wondered, what is everyone getting wrong about genuine success? It's not just about talent. I broke the rules of conventional wisdom when I decided to focus on belief, discipline, gratitude, communication, and purpose. Here's what happened. My perspective shifted, my resilience deepened, and my goals started moving closer, faster than ever before. I wish I knew before doing this that so many preconceived notions about success turn out to be illusions. This one trick with self-awareness saved my motivation. Because once you see how a single habit can transform your mindset, you realize you're missing out if you don't try a simple method in just 3 steps. Stop doing everything the hard way, try intentional actions instead. I tested a new approach for 7 days. Here's what I turned into: a person who felt more in control of my schedule, my outlook, and my sense of possibility. I do these 5 fundamentals: belief, discipline, gratitude, communication, and purpose every time I sense myself getting off track, and each time they ground me again in my goals. People often ask, is self-belief killing your ambition or boosting it? The truth is, once you make a conscious decision to trust in your capabilities, everything changes. At first, I worried about breaking free from certain rules of success I'd heard my entire life. But once I made the leap, the results spoke for themselves. Now, let's delve into how these 5 fundamentals work together, transforming your struggles into stepping stones and allowing your life to bloom beyond your greatest expectations. The journey toward meaningful achievement begins the moment you acknowledge that success is not merely for the lucky or the inherently gifted. Imagine a vast open field, stretching out in every direction, with different paths converging toward a horizon you can't quite see. Some people embark on the trail with heavy backpacks filled with doubt and fear, while others carry nothing but hope and determination. If you believe success is only for those who appear to have it all together from the start, you miss out on the simple truth. These individuals are guided by steadfast principles that strengthen them along the way. When you understand these fundamental pillars, self-belief, discipline, gratitude, effective communication, and a clear sense of purpose, you empower yourself to navigate even the roughest terrains. You also open the door to discovering how challenges can be transformed into momentum how failures can serve as blueprints for future victories, and how an unshakable inner drive can turn distant dreams into tangible realities. The beauty of these 5 fundamentals is that they are not exclusive or hard to come by. They are available to anyone willing to practice them. People often get lost in complex theories of success, thinking they need an advanced degree, a wealthy background, or an outlandish stroke of luck. Yet time and again, stories of individuals who started with modest means, those who overcame adversity, rejection, or extremely limited resources, reveal the same pattern of internal resolve. These examples demonstrate that once you commit to building from the inside out, you trigger a cascade of positive change. When your mind, your habits, and your sense of purpose align, everything else starts to sync up with surprising speed. You begin noticing doors that were always there but seemed invisible before. You realize that every decision, no matter how small, holds the potential to either move you forward or hold you back. True empowerment means understanding that you can choose to cultivate these fundamentals every day, making them as natural as breathing. In doing so, you take command of your life's narrative, infusing each chapter with intention, meaning, and the promise of growth. Now, let's explore these core principles more deeply, unraveling how each one supports and amplifies the others. Self-belief is often the first hurdle people struggle to overcome. Without it, even the most brilliant plan remains an unrealized daydream. Belief is the quiet yet powerful force that helps you see a path forward, even when the path is hidden by the fog of uncertainty. Consider it the mental switch that transforms discouraging words from yourself or others into just background noise. When you wholeheartedly believe in your capacity to grow and succeed, obstacles transform into challenges, waiting to be solved rather than immovable barriers. This sense of conviction also reshapes how you interpret feedback. Instead of letting criticism crumble your resolve, you begin to see it as valuable information to refine your approach. Over time, self-belief instills resilience, allowing you to recover faster from disappointment and carry on with a calm assurance that your vision is worth pursuing. You may not have all the answers immediately, but you trust that you can find them, which is half the battle. Yet self-belief alone won't carry you to the finish line. Discipline is the structure that keeps your determination from dissipating when the initial excitement fades. Think of it as the scaffolding around a towering building. Without solid scaffolding, even the sturdiest materials can't form a coherent structure. Discipline involves setting specific commitments and following through. Not because you feel like it every day, but because you understand the long-term benefits. It means adhering to a routine of exercise, study, or skill practice, even when you'd rather relax. Discipline can feel restrictive at first, but, ironically, it becomes a source of freedom once you witness the results. Instead of wasting mental energy on whether or not you'll skip an important step, you simply execute. This saves mental bandwidth and accelerates your growth because you're no longer stuck debating each move. Over time, discipline becomes second nature, reducing chaos in your daily routine and making space for creativity, strategic thinking, and joy. It replaces luck with reliability. Rather than hoping for a good outcome, you craft the conditions that make it likely. Gratitude might seem like a surprising entry on a list of success fundamentals. Yet it is remarkably influential in shaping your mental landscape. When gratitude is neglected, you risk spiraling into dissatisfaction, always chasing the next achievement without recognizing the value of what you already possess. This mindset fosters stress and constant comparison, draining your motivation. In contrast, gratitude roots you in the present moment. reminding you that each day contains its own forms of abundance even if they're small. Everyday joys, like a supportive friend or a morning cup of tea that energizes you. By actively acknowledging these positives, you reinforce an internal narrative that the world is filled with resources and opportunities. This positive lens leads to a healthier self-image, stronger relationships, and an increased willingness to extend kindness. Gratitude also makes you more receptive to learning, because, when you feel blessed, you're open to the idea that more good things, including fresh knowledge and insights, can come your way. Additionally, gratitude keeps your ambitions in perspective. You can still aspire to greater heights without becoming consumed by the pressure to constantly surpass your last success. In this balanced state, pursuing your goals becomes a fulfilling journey rather than an endless race. Communication, often undervalued, is another fundamental that can fast-track your progress or hinder it. When communication is clear, honest, and empathetic, it cultivates meaningful relationships. Whether in your personal life or professional endeavors, the ability to express ideas and listen to others fosters trust and collaboration. However, communication isn't limited to talking. It also encompasses the art of listening. Many dialogues break down because both parties want to be heard, yet neither is willing to understand the other. Active listening, remaining present, asking clarifying questions, and validating another person's perspective creates an environment where productive discussion can flourish. This is how you build rapport with a mentor who can open doors to new opportunities, or how you diffuse conflict before it escalates. Effective communication also includes knowing how to frame your story. Rather than bombarding people with disjointed ideas, you learn to present your thoughts with precision, focusing on the value you can offer. This skill extends to networking, job interviews, personal relationships, and even self-reflection. When you communicate effectively with yourself by journaling or mindful introspection, you gain clarity on your desires and fears, better equipping you to take purposeful action. Yet, it's important to acknowledge that embodying these fundamentals is not about perfection. You will have days when your self-belief wavers or your discipline falters. On such days, remember that this entire journey is a practice, a series of deliberate choices that strengthen your core. To keep moving forward, regularly assess your alignment with these principles, reflect on the areas where you need to refocus. If you notice you've been ungrateful lately, write down 3 things you appreciate each morning and evening. If you've lost sight of your purpose, revisit whatever initially sparked your passion, be it an inspiring quote, a mentor's encouragement, or a personal mission statement. If your communication has slipped into disarray, practice active listening in your next conversation. Small, consistent corrections help you maintain your trajectory. Each time you recommit to these fundamentals, you reinforce a life pattern that leads to both achievement and fulfillment. Over time, these foundational elements weave into your identity, so that success becomes less about a momentary milestone and more about how you live each and every day. Ultimately, the art of success is less about raw talent or luck than it is about how well you cultivate these 5 core pillars. They are universal, standing strong across cultures and professions because they address the deep mechanisms of growth, connection, and meaning. Once you internalize self-belief, you grant yourself permission to imagine what once seemed impossible. When you strengthen discipline, you transform daydreams into actionable steps that accumulate tangible results. Through gratitude, you anchor yourself in a positive and supportive mindset, ensuring that abundance feels not just possible but already present in your life. By refining your communication, You create channels of mutual understanding that multiply your impact. And with purpose lighting your path, you are never truly lost, no matter how many detours you take. In the grand scheme, these fundamentals do more than pave your way to achievements like career advancement or financial stability. They enrich every dimension of your experience, from the relationships you build to the sense of fulfillment you carry within. Belief, discipline, gratitude, communication, and purpose shape how you wake up each morning, approach each task, and rest your head at night. They inform how you treat yourself and those around you. This is why success, viewed through their lens, transcends external markers like social status or accolades. It becomes a holistic state of flourishing that touches both your private sense of self and your outward contributions. You start noticing that personal growth is not a finite process, but an ongoing evolution, fueled by curiosity, humility, and a willingness to adapt. So ask yourself, as you stand at the threshold of new possibilities, which of these fundamentals calls out to you the most? Where in your life can you apply more belief, more discipline, deeper gratitude, enhanced communication, and renewed purpose? There is no perfect time to begin integrating them. Start right where you are. Remember that each day offers an opportunity to learn, to recommit, and to expand your horizons. And in those moments when your progress seems slow or circumstances feel overwhelming, return to these 5 pillars for guidance. They are constant, dependable, and transformative, guiding you to a future that reflects not only your wildest dreams, but also the best of who you are here and now. Through them, you become the architect of your story, crafting each chapter with conviction, resilience, and unwavering hope for all that lies ahead.